Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Morgan and today I'm going to be telling you about the cons of living in Austin and why you may not want to move here. I did a video late last year about the pros of living in Austin and this is the follow-up video. I'm sorry it took me so long to make, but if you've seen that video you might be interested in some reasons as to why I am definitely going to end up leaving Austin and you may not even want to move here at all after hearing some of these. This will be in order from least to greatest, so things that I don't really find to be too much of a big deal to number one, which is the biggest deal and the reason why I'm probably going to leave. Make sure you stay till the very end so you can hear why you might want to reconsider your choice to move to Austin or if it's not a big deal for you. So I don't want to waste any time. I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. So number 5 is going to be the traffic. Now here in Austin, I and other people call it phantom traffic, where you'll see somebody who is just going 20 miles under the speed limit in the fast lane, slowing everybody down. They're like 5 car lengths away from the car in front of them. So that's the kind of traffic you'll see. It doesn't really bother me because I am from Atlanta. So the traffic here is definitely not half as bad as the traffic there, in my opinion. Everything is about a 15 to 20, maybe 30-minute drive depending on what you want to do. And by everything, I mean different food options, fun places to go like clubbing or different activities like maybe the Illusion Museum or things like that. Everything's going to be about a 15 to 30-minute drive. So if you don't have a car, Austin's kind of hard to get around if you're living in the outskirts of the downtown area, which of course most people do. But if you're living in the downtown area, it's going to be easy to bike. It'll be a little bit more walkable. You'll also have access to limes, but you're going to pay for that ease of access there. You're going to pay hefty prices to live in downtown Austin. So if you're living anywhere in the outskirts of Austin, you'll want to consider having a car, and you'll also want to consider leaving early because there will be traffic. So number 4 is one where I also put it on the pros because it can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on who you are, and that's going to be the weather. The weather here is hot. It's so hot in Austin. It's hot, it's kind of humid, and you get a little muggy, a little sticky, but it's not too bad if you get used to it or if you're used to being in hotter climates. So if you're from the south like I am, then not a big deal. But if you are from maybe somewhere up north and you're moving to Austin, you're going to have to get used to it because we average a lot of 100-degree Fahrenheit days in the summertime, and our average temperature is 96 degrees Fahrenheit between June and August. I mean, if you can withstand that kind of heat, then that's fine. I am someone who recently got into outdoor and indoor gardening, and I really enjoy the fact that Austin's perfect for that. They do well with the sunlight that we get as well as the warm temperatures, which help them to grow and germinate a little bit faster when I'm growing from seed. But if you're not used to this kind of weather and you like seasons, then Austin's not going to be for you because we also don't get a winter that is very noticeable. I didn't even notice that it was really that cold this winter. It was maybe in the 40s, 50s, sometimes 30s. I didn't notice when it was that low. I would say you're going to get your spring, your summer, and your fall, but you might not get the winter you're hoping for. There's definitely no winter wonderland here. You're just gonna get that hot weather. So if that's something you're looking forward to or something that you enjoy, then that would be a pro. But if that's something that you cannot deal with, definitely going to be a con on your list. At first it was a con on mine, but now that I see the use for that kind of weather, I've gotten used to it. The third thing that I would say is a con of living in Austin, put it smack dab in the middle, was Austin being crowded. Now, crowded could be a good thing if you're younger and you like to meet a whole lot of people, but if you like to actually have meaningful conversations or go places without having to wait in a long line to get in, then Austin's not going to be for you. There's a line everywhere. There's a wait everywhere. It just is what it is. It's something that I've had to get used to because everywhere is crowded, and the age range I've noticed are anywhere between that early 20s to mid 30s range where you have just people mingling. I don't even go on 6th Street in Rainy anymore because I find that it's just way too crowded. There's somebody in every direction and I can't keep up with like who I'm with, and it's just too much because it's just crowded. If you like that kind of thing, then this is for you. But fortunately, there's a way to get away from that, which is to either move further north or further south, and you won't be in the middle of all of that crowd. You'll have to go to the crowd. But everywhere is still kind of in a way crowded, where everything is busy. There's always a line. Even when I go grocery shopping or when I go look for plants or anything like that, there's always a line, like a long line. And you're just like, okay, well, I'm gonna hurry up and wait. So if everywhere being busy is okay with you, especially on special occasion that may be special to both you and other people, like a Valentine's Day dinner or a 4th of July celebration, everybody is out. That's something to definitely consider because it was something I had to get used to. With that, we'll transition into the second thing, which would be high on my list, and that is going to be the lack of diversity. Now, I know I did talk a bit about diversity in the pros video. However, the lack of diversity doesn't come from lack of things to do with people. It comes from the lack of ethnicities that are in the melting pot of people that you have to choose from when you are doing such things. And what I mean by that is, as of 2024, Austin is 72% Caucasian, so that doesn't leave very much room for the rest of us. It can be a little bit difficult to find people either of your same race or ethnicity and other ethnicities that are minorities because it's just not in the numbers. With that being said, I will say the cool thing about it is there is a level of acceptance here that I felt. I know some people talk about ism that they deal with, and I personally haven't really dealt with much of that here. Compared to Georgia, I haven't dealt with any of that here. I'll say that. I would say people are more curious about your background if you come from somewhere different, but they're not really rude about it or anything like that in my experience. And the other cool thing about it that could turn it into a pro, because even though these are cons, some of them could be turned into pros depending on how you look at it. And Austin is big on community. So even though that community is made up of 72% Caucasian people, the community is there. There's biking clubs, book clubs, social groups, church clubs. What else did I put? Sports clubs, yoga clubs, classes, all kinds of things. Yes, those things are everywhere, but they're very prevalent here. So there's all kinds of clubs that you can join here and make yourself a part of a community. But understand that that community is not going to be super duper diverse in the ethnicities and minorities that are part of that community, unless you're going and looking for that specific thing. And this is compared to like a Houston or Dallas or something like that. That could be a con for a lot of people. It's just something that I have personally noticed and experienced, and I've talked to other people that have noticed and experienced that same thing of saying there's just no people that look like me here, and it's true. Unfortunately, it's very true. Unfortunately, Austin is the 6th most gentrified city in the US as well. I'm just gonna leave that there. So let me know in the comments below, is community more important than the diversity of the community of which you were in? Because that's something I didn't think about until just now and don't have time to deep dive because I want to get this video out to you by the time that I said I would try to, which was, I believe, this Sunday. Hopefully you're watching this by this Sunday. If you are, pat on my back. But anyways, now we will go into the first and most important con. If this list was out of 10, this would be 1 through 5. Cost of living. The cost of living is ridiculous here. As somebody who recently graduated college 2 years ago, I say recently because I am still getting into my career that I'm building, and I thought I would be buying a starter home this year, but Austin is very much, you're gonna be renting unless you have the price for an average home. You may ask, what is the average price for a home in Austin? Well, I'm gonna tell you, it is $540,000 as of 2024. And that's for something that looks like this. So if you wanted a starter home, like most people do, you know, maybe 250,000, sometimes like 200,000, that's gonna get you this. With that being said, the average rent for Austin for a 1-bedroom is going to be $1,400. And to put it into perspective, $1,400 is not getting you a glass shower, granite countertops. No, $1,400 is, if you have seen any of my previous videos before I moved into this apartment, That's what $1,400 is getting you. And you are also still having to pay your trash, your sewage, your water, your Wi-Fi, your utilities, and any other bills that you have, because I'm sure you have a phone and a car and insurance and renter's insurance, and you still gotta eat. So Austin is very unaffordable when it comes to where you're going to live in Austin. Now, the closer you get to downtown, the worse it gets. The further you come out, still not that great, but it can get better if you go south. If you go north, it's just gonna stay yikes. And that pricing for the homes is a 30% increase just in the past year. So that's something that I know for a fact. I'm not buying my starter home in Austin unless God himself tells me is what I need to do, because he put the money in my bank account to do it, because that's ridiculous. $540,000 for someone who just graduated with their master's 2 years ago. You know, I understand if it was like a mansion, we're talking, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, we all know that's not what it's worth. With that being said, if you are thinking about moving to Austin and you haven't been paying high rent prices, I don't know that it's gonna really be that easy, because the living in Austin is so expensive and it's only getting worse. If you're paying mortgage level prices for 1-bedroom apartments, that city is not very affordable. So these are all some things that I found were cons of living in Austin that I've realized since I've been here for 2 years. And I think that everybody should kind of have these broad spectrum ideas of what could happen before they move to a city. So if you haven't watched the pros video, make sure to check that one out here. And yes, again, I'm so sorry for this taking so long to get to you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and comment down below to let me know if there's anything on this list that stuck out to you, that you've experienced, or that you found, oh wow, this is something that I can't deal with. Thank you, girl, for telling me, and I won't be moving to Austin. Like, go ahead and let me know down below if you're going to be researching some more of the things that I've already talked about in this video, because we've all got to have each other's back, right? Right. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share to that other person in your life that's thinking about moving to Austin, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.